Focused and equipped, you carefully walk around the vicinity. You have a mission, a goal. You know where you're going and what you're looking for. A computer that you can break into. You have found a way to bypass the security system and to gain access. You already found a way into the main facility. You try to be sneaky, to be quiet, and you try to stay out of sight. The people of the facility, however, know that someone is trying to sneak around. That someone has found out about them and their practices and is trying to uncover the whole operation. This also means their security is on high alert. You quietly open the door to the room that you were looking for. You find that the room is dark, which is unusual since the lights are usually on. While you try to find the light switch, you hear a voice, one that sounds vaguely familiar. "Were you looking for this, Miss Bell?" The light switches on when you see a familiar face sitting in front of you. She's holding up a drive. She looks smug, like she was expecting you. When you take a glance behind you, you can see 2 armed guards standing there, waiting for orders. She looks behind you. "Knock her out." You are grabbed harshly by the 2 guards. They knock you out before you even have a chance to resist. Later, you awake in a room that is white and that looks sterile. It could be a medical room, an interrogation room, or a prison. Maybe even all of them at the same time. There's no decorations on the wall, nothing to give the room any sense of personality. As soon as you open your eyes, you notice that your head is pounding, which gets made worse by the bright light in the white room around you. You also notice that you are strapped down to the chair, arms and legs restrained with very strong bonds. Nothing that you can wiggle your way out of. You are stuck and trapped. Before you have a chance to properly wake up, you hear a voice. "Good morning, Miss Bell. Welcome back." "No need to look around all confused. There's no way that you can see me. Unless you have some sort of superpowers that I'm unaware of. Do you, Miss Bell?" "I thought not. You have qualities that other human beings do not have. However, that does not mean you have superpowers." "I admire you, Miss Bell. Your resilience, your resourcefulness, and your drive to do what you think is right. You started with nothing, only whatever knowledge you had of computers and hacking and some allegations regarding our company. As a matter of fact, you are the first person to make it this far. To find the general outline of our operation, to find a way into our facility. We thought we secured it well, but you pointed out the weak spots. I have to thank you for that. We immediately went to work to fix that, of course." "Don't look so defeated, Miss Bell. I expected more of a fight from you." "I don't like your tone, but you are correct. You are only a little street rat against a very large, influential and powerful organization. You never stood a chance against us. But, like I said, I admire your courage." "Mind your language, Miss Bell. You can get your point across without resorting to insults and filthy words." "Well, we wanted to get you out of the way first. We very quickly labeled you as a liability. One little ant that could take the whole thing apart. We cannot have that, now can we?" "By getting you out of the way, I do not mean killing you. That would be such a waste of potential. After we abducted you, we also got access to your laptop and cellular device. Not very smart of you to take your devices with all your notes and work to the facility that you tried to take down. Now we got plenty of insight into your plans and knowledge. You made some mistakes and got some things wrong. However, it's impressive how far you've gotten with no outside help." "No need to rush, Miss Bell. We have plenty of time for a discussion. I may even be so bold to tell you that I cleared my schedule for this." "Oh yes, I knew you would arrive today. Why do you think I was waiting for you in that office? That it was just a random pick? No, I knew. Did you like that entrance, by the way? I was actually quite proud of it." As I said, I have no intention to kill you. Never had. What I do want is your ability, your skill, and your insight. Let me put it like this. You either join us and work for us, or you will be kept in that cell until you change your mind. You will not get out of here either way. Your altruism is commendable. Stay on your morals, Miss Bell. Let me know when you change your mind. And with that, she was gone. The woman you know as Miss Stone is high placed in the organization. You've heard of her, and it's obvious that she has heard of you. She sounds cold. It sounds like she stands on business. Her proposal being one that you didn't expect. You initially refused. It was wrong. Joining the operation that you're so against. What were they thinking? But sitting in a white cell, strapped to a chair, unable to move, no communication with anyone, only getting food administered to you, it takes a toll on you. On the brink of insanity, you're asked to speak to Miss Stone. 2 strong guards harshly take you out of the chair and handcuff you. They blindfold you and escort you to a room. You harshly get pushed in a chair. They attach the handcuffs to the table and take the blindfold off. In front of you, you see Miss Stone. She again looks at you smugly. Hello, Miss Bell. It's good to see you. I take it that you found your accommodation less than ideal. I wouldn't have expected anything else. You tried to put on a brave face, but I can see that being in your accommodation has had a strong effect on your psyche. I also take it that you're a bit more agreeable now. Call it whatever you want, doesn't change anything about the situation that we're in. Regardless, I'm glad that we can have a conversation face to face now. I've been anticipating this moment for a while now. I knew you would arrive here sooner or later, but wasn't fully sure when exactly. When security informed me, I felt delighted. I knew where you were because I directed you that way. I know this facility like my back pocket. Didn't you think it was very convenient that there was an unoccupied office with a computer that you could access? Exactly. Now, I'm not in a rush whatsoever, so I'd like to be curious about your notes and what you wrote in them. Most of what you had on your devices were scattered notes with some random codes and random scribbles. But I also found some of the things that you wrote to be published. You did stroke my ego a bit with what you wrote about me. Miss Stone is the lead of operations and one of the top pieces in the organization. She's strong-willed, skilled, and respected. She's been with the Purple Magpie Corporation for years now and has worked her way up. Previous operations under her care were deemed a success. Those are some very nice things you wrote there. They were true, but still. Could have also cut me off by the ankles. You look at me oddly. Why? Like I said before, I don't dislike you. On the contrary, actually, I admire you. My superior wanted you dead, but I stopped him. You have too much to offer. Allow me to go through the rest of your notes. I quote, "The Purple Magpie Corporation is a leading company in the development of technological advancements." How flattering, thank you. That has a hidden dark side. I guess you can say that. I'm pretty certain that denying everything does absolutely nothing. I have seen all of your evidence. You and I both know that you are not stupid. So I guess that we can discuss what you have found. It's not like you'll be going anywhere. Listen to me, and listen to me closely, Miss Bell. I don't know if you realize how incredibly lucky you are to be in the situation that you're in. Every other intruder so far has been dealt with accordingly. With that I mean that we have either killed them at the first possible moment or that we have used them for our experiments. The fact that you are sitting here alive and merely handcuffed to this table should tell you something. Not only that, but also that we allowed you to do your research as long as we have. You should be grateful, Miss Bell. quote, "While usually the organization works on technology to better healthcare, they simultaneously are working on a neurological implant that aims to gain control and monitoring over a person's psyche. Development of such an implant is a violation of many described human rights, and therefore highly illegal. In this document, the specifics of this implant and the current developments will be discussed." Unquote. I must say, Miss Bell, you do have a way with words. I was impressed when I read this. When I looked further into your notes, I saw how far you had gotten. You were able to attain observation notes of our subjects. I also saw one of our earlier prototypes that you somehow managed to describe very well. After that we have many new versions, but I didn't see much about those. You also had an impressive mapping of our facility, especially the underground part, even with some of our security checks correct. Not everything was fully described, but we cannot expect that of you. Some places aren't even accessible for our higher managers, let alone for intruders such as yourself. Also, lots of descriptions of our procedures, protocols, and routines. You understand very well that our organization doesn't run without proper structure and rules. Finally, what I wanted to note is that you obtained names of people that allegedly went missing and names of the people that work within this operation. I assume that you understand that it would be very problematic if this information ever sees the light of day. I am thoroughly amused that you think you have any kind of leverage against us in this situation. We already figured out where your living quarters are. In fact, a couple of my women have already been there to destroy whatever evidence you had. We also want to figure out if you had any links with others to exchange that information. Don't worry, they've been dealt with accordingly, my dear. They won't be a bother anymore. Right, now let's move on from notes to... Oh my, Miss Bell, calm yourself. This outburst is outrageous. I never had those words in my mouth, did I? I've not spoken of killing people. Dealing with them in our case is capturing them so we can interrogate them on their knowledge, possibly find another place of usefulness for them. Do you really think that low of me? I suppose I did say that, but it's a rare occurrence that I resort to taking someone's life before other measures. As I said, let's move on from your notes to the next course of action. I've already dropped the hint, but I want you to work for us, to complete little tasks that relate to our operation. You have the necessary skills and knowledge that I'm looking for. In exchange, I will make sure your conditions here are more comfortable. Listen, Miss Bell, I am a very reasonable woman. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. You do some programming tasks for me and I'll make sure your living arrangements are more luxurious. Sounds like a fair exchange to me. Do not worry about those tasks, my dear. I am fairly certain that you will be able to complete them flawlessly. You will be supervised at any given moment, so you can always ask a question in case you are confused. Yes, supervised. I cannot trust you that you will not try to hack your way through our software somehow. Someone will see what you are doing with your device at any given moment. There will also always be someone in the room with you. Trust is earned, my dear. Do you work well and you will be given more privileges. Let me down, however, and I will take away everything that you have earned and more. Is that understood? Wonderful. Before I let you go, I want you to get a feeling of the tasks that I will assign to you. Here is your first task with a description of what is expected of you. You can take your time to solve this. In the meantime, I will tend to other matters. Is everything clear, Miss Bell? Then I will see you when you have completed it. Miss Stone leaves the room without saying another word or without even glancing in your direction. You're all by yourself once again. You take the laptop that Miss Stone has presented to you and look at the test that she gave you. The handcuffs cause you to have limited movement, but just enough to be able to type. The task seems like one that isn't complicated at all. As much as you hate to admit it, Miss Stone was right. With all the things that you have done to uncover the operation, this is easy work. But, is it right to work for the enemy? Do you really have a choice? Questions race through your head as you type. Solving the problem went by quicker than you expected. You lean back in a chair and wait for someone to come back in. It's not long after that the door opens and that Miss Stone walks back in. I see that you have done your task well, and quickly at that. Was that eagerness, Miss Bell, or was that desperation? No matter, you have done what I asked for and that pleases me. In return, I've made sure that there are more comfortable living arrangements available to you, including a bed, a small bathroom, and some entertainment. The guards will be here soon to transport you there. I cannot assure you that their way of transporting you will be gentle, but, like I said, that will improve as long as you obey. I have more tasks for you tomorrow. You will be picked up in the morning and transported to your workplace. Get some rest and make sure you eat. I will see you tomorrow, Miss Bell.